So you gotta love it, son.
Gotta love it. Welcome to Backstage with the Simple Church
Boom.
podcast. Evan Semenko, thanks for joining us. Josh Mitchell,
Yo.
co-hosting on the other side of Justin, switching
Yes.
it up a little if you've been a regular.
Well, we switched it last week.
We did.
And I don't remember anything about last week, really. Everything's a blur in my
You and me
mind. As it was
Blacking
with the
out.
MTV basement tapes, it's all a little blurry.
Hey, there's a throwback for
Yeah.
you. We're in the playlist series. It all goes
Yeah,
together.
it's blurry. But I'm super excited about the taste test we have coming
That's
up.
right. Product placement today. This podcast sponsored by Monster Energy Drinks.
Monster,
Yeah.
we're looking for a
That's right.
sponsorship.
Producer Jordan Phillips.
So a few weeks ago,
Go ahead.
I had always noticed that there were two different tops on the Monster can.
And I'm a white monster
That
guy
means you
myself.
drink a lot of Monster.
Thank you. Well, the white Monster specifically, some of them have a silver top, some of them have a white top, and I'd always noticed it.
I've never noticed
Me
it, and I
neither.
drink it every week.
And I always thought that the white one tasted better. And then I saw on Instagram or something somebody
On the
posted
Tish
about it.
Tosh.
The Tish Tosh.
Somebody posted about it tasting better, the white one, and I was like, "You're right." And then all these things come up about it.
Okay, so
So now we have
what we have right here. What is this? This is
We
two.
have a scientific study. Josh Mitchell
Yes.
came through and made sure this is a blind taste test.
So I went and picked up some Monsters. They have been kept in the fridge at the same temperature. We did not measure it because we don't have a thermometer in the budget.
Okay, it's cheap,
But you got your cups numbered 1 and 2.
and they're both the same cup.
I'm
So if
the
you're
only
watching
one.
on Facebook or YouTube, this is why you tune in for video. You can't hear it, but there are two cups, each blind label. We don't know which one is which, and everybody's going
One-
to taste and compare the Pepsi Challenge.
They look
back in the
different.
day.
Do they?
No,
They don't look different.
two's lighter colored than one.
It might
Hey,
just be
You
the
are
cup.
really into detail about this.
Telling you.
All right, so your theory, Jordan, is that the silver will taste better.
No, the white.
Well, I'm sorry, the
White
white,
White top, white
If
monster.
you see a white top monster,
All right,
it's
so
gonna
which
taste
one we
better.
going first?
I think
One.
one would be logical.
Okay,
Here we
logical
go.
is one. Let's just taste it.
Do a little ASMR.
It's a good year.
Tastes like
It's
a
good
white
year.
monster. Good vintage.
That's the white top.
Jordan saying that the white top. I
That's
have no
the white
idea.
top.
Okay,
Try
so
number
let's
two.
go.
Here we go.
Number two.
Taste testing number 2. Again, tune in on video if you want to see us drink these random cups.
They taste exactly the same to me. Hold on a second.
I can't taste the difference.
Hold on.
This is good audio, guys. This is what people want to hear. There's a lot of sipping going on. I cannot tell the difference at all.
I cannot tell the difference at all.
Jordan was confident the first
There's
one.
a slight little tang that's
I'm
a little
telling you.
different. Just a slight one. Not anything
All right,
that I
so
would
which one
hem
is
and haw
white
over.
top?
And if
I
you're
think
just
I
tuning in
said
for the first time, this
well,
is not what we
I
normally
felt
do.
like
You
one
said
was,
one was. No,
but-
you were
but then
confident.
I got
two.
No,
I think two is actually. Which
Oh,
one
now
is
you switching it up.
It's
Oh,
one.
what is it?
Two
Me to
is the
final-
white top.
You're so that you taste better to you.
Yeah.
You think number 2 in our blind taste test tastes better.
Hold on.
All right.
What is it?
Josh wrote it on the bottom of the
Yep, you're gonna
cans
pick the
before
can
we
up and
started.
hold up the
so
bottom.
there is no shenanigans.
Okay.
Tune in the video so you can see.
One is silver top, two is white top.
Jordan was right.
He wasn't right at first,
He
though. That's
went back
why I
and
wanted to
he
get
had to
him.
let it hit his palate. Yeah. All the different flavor areas.
I mean, I'm
can't
being
taste the
serious. I
difference.
can't taste
The white
difference.
one's got more of a like it's fruitier tasting.
Jordan,
Like the white one is.
our sommelier over
I'm
here,
telling you,
monster expert, Jordan
All
Phillips.
I can say
the
is
white one tastes more
Something wrong with
metallic.
this dude.
I can tell you this.
He was
Of
right.
all of the monsters I have consumed, which is not many,
Not as many
for
as Jordan.
sure, the white is my favorite. And my favorite is if I'm on a road trip and I need to stay awake, it is definitely a monster with ice, though. I get a cup of ice, like I pay for the 25-cent extra, whatever they make you do, and then I pour a white monster, and I can roll, son. But I can't do like if I drink a diet drink at 56 years old, there's a lot more stops. That does not make me go to the bathroom.
That
Interesting.
is true.
Some artificial
think?
sweeteners.
I think so. Yeah.
Monsters make you a bathroom less than a diet drink?
Well, it like if
Joe
you,
Rogan's gone on his podcast before and said that.
yeah, if I drink a diet
yeah.
Pepsi right now, I'll have to go to the restroom.
But this one's
quicker.
artificial sweeteners.
I
huh?
know it, but I don't know why. Somebody told me it was caffeine, but this has got a lot of caffeine.
More.
Yeah.
And it's
300.
you.
And
Either
I,
way, we all just chugged about 8 ounces of Monster.
oh, that ain't enough.
Oh, there
I
you
can tell
go.
you, whatever it was, I'd liked it a little more chilled.
That's
you
right.
know.
So happy Easter week.
Wait,
We're
what?
glad you're here.
You're gonna
What is
need Monster this week.
Here's the transition
only-
professional.
Hold on, he's got
There's
something.
not that much
There's
caffeine.
only 150 milligrams in these.
That's what I'm saying. That's not
The
much.
serving right?
Yeah.
Serving one
Per
can.
can.
There you go.
So that's what, 2 cups of coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I
less
always
than I
thought, oh, wow.
Is that right? 2 cups of coffee?
I
yeah,
think so.
About.
The energy drink I drink is way more dangerous.
That's why I love the flavor. Love it. But I haven't switched to others. Everybody's got real strong opinions on, Monster
There's
flavors.
Evan watching in the comments said I'd push the others aside for a white top. He's with you. There you go.
You're not alone.
Let us know in the comments your favorite energy drink. What you need to stay
taste
awake.
buds are just burnt.
Yours is so
You said
sophisticated.
2 was that? I don't think so.
Such a nice palate Jordan has over there.
Well, I can tell you this. I like them.
There you go. You're for it.
And good news, back on Easter, guess what's going to
we
be
go.
available for sale in the Do Good Cafe?
First time ever.
White Monster.
White
Yes,
top
sir.
and
We're
silver
gonna, so
top.
if you're jonesing like I am,
If you're chasing your kids around playing outside,
and you need a White Monster starting this Easter, we will have beverages for sale. And this is not a giveaway now. You come inside for the free stuff.
That's
you go
not
to
changing.
the Do Good Cafe if you want to buy stuff. And Sugar Show is going to be here. We're doing cookies, Easter cookies. They're going to be iced, and then you're going to have 3 different colors of paint and paintbrushes with colored food coloring. You can paint and decorate your Easter cookies. Those will be available for sale for the first time ever. We're opening the Do Good Cafe. Cookies and drinks. We also have Celsius drinks, Frappuccino, Starbucks, both mocha and vanilla. We've got protein drinks. So if you're on the way and you want to get that bulk up, you can get a protein shake. You can get
We're gonna
there's
find
there's
the
little
band
different. These are all none of it's made in there. It's all pre-made. So this
Yeah.
is just like you buy a can or a bottle or whatever it is, and you
But you
go.
got the option.
But we're not doing any soft drinks this week. It's only like Monster specialty. Oh
Outside.
no, hold on a second. Yeah, outside at the cafe. I'm specifically talking Do Good Cafe because we're also. I said that's not really true. We have Poppy. We have like healthy
yeah. We're
alternatives.
poppy drinkers.
And gluten-free options for different things like granola bars and
Poppies and monsters.
yes, Poppy.
All
A little
the
nicer
Celsius.
selection.
Core water. Have you ever had a big old bottle of water? Core.
Uh-uh.
It's good.
The blue top.
Yeah, blue top.
It's like a
See? We trying to take
Josh
care of it.
knows.
water. Well, I'm a water snob.
My
You
wife
can
is
ask my
mad
wife.
at me right now. Speaking of all that, can
Let's
we go
air it
ahead and
out
have
right
some-
here.
Yeah, why wouldn't we? Come
I was
on.
wondering when this was.
We hadn't had her on in a while. Come back
And this is 100% accurate. What I'm saying is not an exaggeration. So we go and we're opening the cafe. Angie runs the Do Good store with Lisa McDaniel, Candy,
Murphy.
Ann Allred, Christy Montgomery, all of them. But Angie, she was so blessed that I handed that off to her. She's so thankful. But when we were doing the cafe, she was like, well, look, we're just going to keep it simple. It's going to be like one drink and this. And I'm like, there's no way because we're going to try to open the next week and there's another big makers fair down here. So
There was a bunch of people the last one.
Oh, it's like 7,000, almost as much as
Consistently.
Easter.
Yeah.
So what we said is because we give all the money away, you put it to good things. I was like, we need to open on those big days so volunteers will come down and run that cafe. I said, they don't want one drink. You got to have a variety of things going in there. So that's why we expanded. But then she was like, so I called her to be a good husband and say, hey, honey, what about these things? She was negative. She gave me, no, sir, we ain't doing any of that. And you know what I did? Bought it anyway. Can I get an amen to all the men, son? Cheers. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers. And then she goes, why did you call me? I said, I wanted moral support.
I wanted you
Maybe
to say
you
yes.
had a better idea.
I thought maybe you'd go like, I love you, and thank God you're thinking
While
out of
We're
the
doing it
box.
for the
why don't
kingdom.
You get this.
Yes. I mean, man, that's perfect. Get more. Instead, she was like, what are you doing out there? But let me ask you something, men questions. Now, this is a 100% honest question. I need y'all to think through it. Don't lie.
Oh.
I'm going to put it out there, and I want you to be honest. Your wife sends you to the store, okay?
Been there.
And you're going to go, and she's asking you to pick up, let's just say it's mustard, okay? And you go, okay, I'm going to go out and pick up some mustard. When you go in there, if you're in that aisle and you see, man, there's some barbecue sauce and maybe some ketchup and then maybe something you haven't done, do you as a male go, I'm only coming for mustard? That's it. I'm getting mustard. Or do you go, man, I don't know if we had that. I want to try it. Or you might even go, well, if she wants one mustard, I better get two and then I don't have to come back. What is your approach when you're going to the store to shop? Because I'm going to tell you mine. And I've had this test with other men.
I'm definitely like we don't have any barbecue sauce. Let me grab that.
Okay.
And I usually end up with a shopping cart where I go for one thing and end up with about 12.
Okay. There's Josh.
I
Thank you
think
for your
that-
honesties, Josh. This is
Mostly, I'm probably just going to get the mustard, but on a wild hair, I might get a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
I'm definitely getting the biggest mustard they got though. If she asked for one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going in efficiency. I'm only getting the mustard, and I make it a game to time how fast I can get in and out of that Walmart and try to go back.
Well, you're
I
a
don't
rarity.
wanna-
Okay,
So,
so
yep. I don't want to
well, because here's what we in a small survey. I'd love to hear the audience
chime in. Let us know
on
if you're
this.
watching live.
In most cases, the men that I have spoken to, they take the me and Josh approach. If one is good, 4 is better. So you just go in. I don't want to come back, and I don't want to be wrong. So she said she only wanted regular mustard, but I'm gonna get hot mustard and a barbecue sauce and a ketchup because I'm not gonna get in trouble. And then I know I'm covered and I'm walking out of there. So they don't go in. They do still want to go fast, but they don't buy just the one thing they went in there for.
Yep.
I
it's
mean,
like
almost never. I
just
don't ever
need a-
hear a
See,
man
but-
that goes in and goes, "Well, that's all I went in for. I'm getting in. I'm getting out." No, you're usually.
If
You heard
Tyler
one.
told me I need mustard and I go get mustard, and she needed other thing, I'd be like, well, you didn't say it. I guess you're going.
I got what you asked.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
I'm just trying to.
But they are chiming in. We got some opinions. Again, you can tune in live every Monday, 3:30. We got them
Let's
fired
hear
up.
these
They don't
opinions.
have theological questions.
This,
If I'm not
this
back
is what
next week,
matters.
it's because of
That's
that
right.
comment
Right, yeah.
I just made.
Yeah,
we're
we
going to clip
appreciate
that.
it.
That's the clip this week on social media
We'll
for
get
you.
back to Easter. This is important.
Carla tuning in says he only will get mustard. So there's 2 men at least.
Okay,
that'll
good.
Only do that.
But does he get 1 or does he get 4 mustards?
Getting the old Frenches.
Let us know.
See, because what the theory was on all these men is you know how like you go in and you think, well, 1's good, but if I'm here, I might as well get 4. So then when she goes, why did you buy 4? I'm like, well, they were on sale, or I didn't want to come back, or I figured,
Better
why
option.
not
want to
now?
make sure you had enough.
Yeah, I want to make sure we had enough. So that's why I'm asking. Okay.
Caitlin says hi. Billy says morning. And then Whitney, watching in Dallas, says Scott only gets what I need, plus his own snacks that I won't buy for him when he goes
See,
to the
there you
store.
go.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I might buy some sauces that I'm like, oh, I've wanted to try that, but not,
4 kinds of mustard.
not 4 kinds of mustard.
Okay.
Yeah, always coming back with a treat from my wife though. Yes.
Ooh, I came back with
Hey.
some flowers the other day.
You were in trouble. The only there is no
not in
I don't believe it. Jesus, take the wheel, because I'm telling you, you don't buy flour. Was it anniversary, birthday, or trouble?
No, I had my kids with me.
No,
and my daughter.
and you had the kids with you. You
Yeah.
got flowers.
Oh, you were in big
I
trouble.
was-
Well,
not-
let me tell you then. Let's read between the lines what was really going on.
All right,
Somebody
what's really
was
going on is
yeah.
here it
This
is.
is Justin After Dark.
My
now.
wife's she's been doing like the
I know what was really going on.
she's been doing this cleanse, this 21-day cleanse.
Amen.
And so it was the end of it yesterday, and I said,
See?
We're going to celebrate.
you know what? Here's a celebration.
Yeah, amen. It's time to get dirty. We've been clean long enough. We tired of being clean, baby. It's time to dirty it up. Amen.
Let's go back to the comments because
I
you
told
got,
y'all we all chugged these monsters.
you got them stirred up now.
Is Crew
You
getting
got to
here?
admit, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Alan Smith asked, what's the question? He didn't even hear the question. He
Oh,
missed
come
it.
on, big A. You got to be
There
in
wasn't
on
a
time.
question.
No,
That's right. And then we got an eye roll emoji from Jessica Brock, who said, why can't you just follow directions I gave you?
See, that's what I'm saying.
That's my problem.
That's my problem.
There it is.
And then she came back and said, we don't have space for 4 mustards.
Well, but that's the problem is you want to be prepared. The apocalypse could happen at any time. I mean, you could
We
drop
need
a
the mustard.
mustard.
And they
There
gonna
could
buy
be-
all the toilet paper,
Yeah.
and it's like
There's a
well,
lot
we
of
got
things.
mustard.
If 1 is good, 2's better. You know what I'm saying? Just try to make sure you get as much. You want to be prepared.
That's right. Kathy Carter, making us feel bad, says, I don't drink any energy drinks or soda. So, sorry,
Man,
Kathy.
golly, I might need a refill. Is there
Have
any
it
left?
off. You can have
I pour
Kathy's.
it. You can have that.
And then
All right.
Tita said, my husband Timmy would bring home all kinds of things from Brookshire.
See?
So she's with you there.
Yeah, that's what I just think that it's. Well, it depends on your bank account, but a man in general, we just get absorbed with all of that, and it's like, we're here, let's grab it and let's be done. I mean, now that's some. Maybe, like I said, it's the minority. The majority I have talked
Seems like
to.
a good split.
Yeah,
I
maybe
wish
it's
I would
50-50.
learn that with my home improvement project, so I don't have to go to Home Depot.
Oh,
7 and 8
you move
times.
out to Benton, you'll figure that out because
We
you
bought-
don't want to drive back.
18 bags of mulch. I had to go back for more this weekend.
I
yeah.
bought 1.5 cubic yards to level my yard, and I think I
Wasn't
still
enough.
need more.
1.5 cubic yard. I don't even.
These are white tops.
Oh, we got a
we
white
know they
top.
taste
We hit
better
the jackpot.
I went into Buc-ee's the other day, and they had silver and white tops next to each other.
Man. All
I
right.
really want to know from what I was going to ask is on Monster's website or on their Coca-Cola distributor, what is the difference? Is it where it's manufactured?
They say it's where it's manufactured, but there's no true difference. But I disagree.
Okay. And by the way, Jessica, we had a great time out at the stage the other night with you. We got to see Samantha Fish because Brock's in there. Let's just give Jackie took care of us. He booked that.
You were fired
tab
up
and
about it.
oh, it's just fun, man.
Yeah.
My baby got to go. She got to meet him. So just giving you. And me and Jessica also we did last week the opening for a fundraiser for the bridge. She did a great job singing the national anthem and didn't mess it up because I heard there's some people out there still messing up the national anthem. There's a lot of pressure. You can sing and say all you want to talk about, but when you have to sing the national anthem, I told Jessica, I feel you.
By yourself.
There's
Because-
some artists that won't do it.
No, it's because it's not an easy song, one. But number two, it's just easy to mess up the words, and everybody judges you like crazy.
You're
So
a bad American.
They think you're a communist because you put gleaming with strings or something.
Fergie did it.
I mean, it's like, man, my bad. Don't judge.
Isn't that
Your
your Fergie
Freudian
did it?
slip, we good.
But she did a great job. But they're raising money for the bridge. If you have anybody with Alzheimer or dementia, it is a great organization called The Bridge that they have respite care so you can get a break, and it's free. So they actually take care of your loved one for a day, a week, sometimes up to 3 days a week. They got to qualify as far as making sure the dementia is not a level where they're difficult to manage. But they have done an amazing job. And Tony Gooden and some of our people from Simple Church are actually participating, and I'm going to be talking about that in the weeks to come. But me and Jessica went over there and supported and had a great afternoon.
But you got her mad about mustard.
What, Jessica? Go back to the positive. I'm talking about you singing the national anthem good.
She said one of those mustards going to expire before we use it. I don't need mustard from 2021 in my house.
See, that's what you can't make them.
And that
happen.
will
Yeah, I
happen.
mean, I'm telling you, it don't matter if you do it one way. I'm telling you.
But the bridge is a
But
great
what if
organization.
but what if it's a product that it's got to be a certain brand? Then what are you doing? What if she said, "I want French's," and all they got is Great Value?
You better go back to the house.
Go somewhere else.
You better go to another store, because Great Value, they ain't gonna do all that.
They're not the same.
But it's rare that I buy one thing and that's all I go in there for. I usually go, man, I think we needed this too. I mean, then you bring it home and you're like, we had that already. I'm like, man, just in case. We ain't got to make that run.
You got to go back again.
That's
Yep.
it.
But-
20 minutes in. Let's talk about playlists and Easter.
Well, I'm just making sure people are.
Mustard
right now,
and
there's
monster.
a lot of
That's the
people on the
important
edge of their
chatter.
seat right now.
That's
They're
it.
out there wondering
Ready to
what's
go.
going to
What
happen.
we're watching right now.
We got 20
Well-
folks live
Well,
on
like
Facebook.
just for an example, though.
20
Okay,
blessings.
let's go Easter.
Let's do it.
You got your baskets, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to take care of your kids. You know the bunny's coming too. But like,
Absolutely.
what do you trust the bunny to get? What do you get? You want to be, I'm the one that I would like to have more than enough. I don't like chinching nobody. So like when my kids went in there, back in the day, we used to get action figures. Y'all remember action figures?
Men, you call them.
Yeah, men. They had like different men or whatever. Well, man, I drive to 9 stores and try, instead of buying one, if he wanted Superman,
dad.
why wouldn't he get him one more? Now, again, you go, well, you got to have the budget to do it. Man, budget, smudge it. At the time when you're trying to figure it out, the truth is you go, man, this is Easter, or this is Christmas, or this is. So I would just be the one that would have a tendency to go one extra. I don't know why. It just
It's who you are.
maybe
I'm
because
getting
my
it.
love language is gifts.
I'm getting an Easter blessing of an Easter fish fry.
Ooh, that's good.
Who's Friday?
Ooh.
My father-in-law.
See, that's good stuff right there. And I guarantee you're going to want a little extra. Bring the extra ketchup.
Full mustard.
You don't want to. Do you want to run out of ketchup at a fish fry? That'd be a big no.
That would be a big
You
problem.
putting ketchup on your fish?
Yes.
Put a little ketchup, mix in some hot sauce with it.
You don't do that?
Hot sauce.
Only?
I will do Orlando's tartar sauce.
I like tartar sauce.
That's about it. No, not tartar sauce. Orlando's tartar sauce.
See,
Only.
his wife, she'd have gone to the store and got the wrong tartar sauce.
Well, you can't get Orlando's. You got to go down to Stowe. You got to get down to the
They do have it at the Brookshires on
Orlando's?
Yes.
From our local
Yes.
Orlando's?
He's
Wow.
back in
Brookshires?
stores. This like a year ago. He started putting back in stores because he couldn't keep up with the orders coming into the.
I need
the
to try
restaurant.
that.
Oh, it's
we go.
good stuff.
See, this is why we
Let's-
talk about food and eat. This is what people
Monster
do.
drinks.
Monster, mustard, and tartar sauce.
We're gonna have
And
taste
Bill
tests next
already
week.
just rolled over. Bill already was like, "What are these guys doing today?" You got to put in. You want to
It's
talk
who
about
you
the
are.
sermon?
Keeping it real.
You want to talk about the sermon?
We
We're
can
behind
switch
the
the
scenes
sermon.
right now. Let's switch
That's
to the
it.
sermon.
Monster
You know?
powers the sermon.
Monster powers. I get
'Cause
one.
we tired.
I get one monster in the morning. Oh, speaking of that, let's go back to tired.
See,
This is- no,
I
this-
just went,
No, okay, it goes back to that donkey, and I will be King
Amen.
James on that one. When he was raised up in the air, he was overloaded. Okay,
Great
so we
picture.
talked about this. But I went to go get my, what's it called? My cholesterol, no, not my cholesterol, my calcium scan today at Willis Knighton. So let me go back and I'm going to rewind the tape. It is $50 all year now. You do $25 to the hospital, $25 to the radiologist. They scan your heart and they see what calcium develops in your heart, so you can know if it's clogged, not clogged, whatever's going to go on. So I'm like, I go to get this done because my mom's got a history. My mom passed away. She had a history of all that. So I'm trying to be a little proactive. I sit down at the little check-in station, and the poor little lady there, okay, she's a young mama. We begin to have a conversation, and this is where I was going back to. She was that donkey with raised up off the ground. She said, we have a soccer tournament. We have, because I said, well, how's your day going? Are you looking forward to Easter? Just making a little small talk, as you may. And she says, I'm running around crazy. I can't even believe it. And then we got into phones and tablets. She had taken the tablets away from the kids. And all this stuff's going on. And why I started thinking about it, she said, and I cannot believe Easter is here already. And what I was thinking about was that donkey raised up in the air, all that stuff on him. In this generation, with the addition of technology, we are more overwhelmed and time is moving faster. This is theory. This is what I'm throwing out there for discussion. Because you didn't have all of that when we were growing up. Man, we went outside and played. If there wasn't nothing on TV, you left. But now you won't. You get absorbed in content, which takes up time, which makes everything feel like it's going faster, and you don't have time for the other things that are going on. And I'm like, 100% that's right, because she felt like, I cannot believe this has all happened this fast. And she's not enjoying Easter because she's worried about the 5 things she still has to do, which was 2 tournaments, something she was in, something her daughter's in, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm just throwing it out there. Is that the way y'all feel too?
While you were talking right there, I just thought about, when was the last time you sat there and went, man, I'm bored?
Oh, let me throw that out for you. Shall we all go back to COVID when the enjoyment of not having to do anything? But
That'd probably
you were
be
going to
it.
say something,
6
Josh. What I'm
years
saying,
ago.
that's probably the last time that I
That'd
felt
probably
like
be it.
I could just,
Had
like
nothing
today,
to
I'm
do.
going to, like me and Jessica, we joke about it. I mean, I've seen Jessica a lot lately, but some of us enjoy it. I mean, I want to go to the concert or whatever, which is good. But then it's like, no, I got to pray at this. I got to be at, I got another thing I got to pray at. I had something I had to be at this afternoon. Some of you is unavoidable because of what you're doing. But yes, I'm like, it's very rare you're just like, man, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to do.
I guess we said we were bored last week because we agreed to bring my boy back for respite care this week. I almost said his
Doing
name
good,
again.
living it out.
You're living it
Can't
out.
say his name, but yeah, he got dropped off last night as we were getting back in from
You're taking on another.
weekend in Dallas. Yeah, he'll be here all week and
For y'all that
through
don't
Easter,
know,
too.
it's a what's the word I'm looking for here?
respite foster child.
Kids. Yeah, another foster child.
So respite, same sort of thing. Basically, babysitting this kid from.
Hey, you better get 2 mustards, cuz.
Yeah. No,
That's all I'm trying to
Hey.
say. You keep adding children over there. Go
we
ahead and
did
get that
mustard.
extra mustard, baby.
man,
I
we
can
did
promise
that
you.
grocery bill.
On your way to being Kate, John and Kate +8.
We submitted our Walmart order this morning, and I went back and looked at it because I need to add 2 more things. And I looked at that bill. I was like, wait, this is twice as much.
Everything's
What?
twice as much. You run out of time. It's like,
What we doing?
But he's in that age.
don't-
He's drinking milk, so we got to get an extra gallon of milk. And it's,
and then you're talking about whether it was T-ball and travel T-ball.
We have soccer practice tonight.
What are we doing
Not
here?
doing it.
Isn't it interesting that we've allowed ourselves like in
But
culture?
you felt like when you were a kid in your generation,
Yeah.
you were bored. You had times you were bored.
Oh, 100%. The only reason why, if I look back and like what has drastically changed, like I see your babies when they come to the office or whatever, they're never not available to technology in some way, form, or fashion. So when you're in the 70s, there was no technology.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, so there's a benefit because it gives you a break and they can learn and they can have access and everything. But back then, you literally had 3, 6, and 12, or because you didn't have cable in the 70s. And I'm a kid of the 70s. So there were times you don't, I guarantee, when's the last time you said this to your child? Stay in or out now. You can't keep coming in and out of the door. In this generation, they ain't going in and out the door. Majority of them are like, I'm good. Turn something on or look at their tablet. But when we were growing up, the other one was my mom said, and I can remember this vividly, get outside. You ain't staying in here. There ain't nothing in this house. Go on, get. And you just have to wander. Like you'd
Roam
go
the
out
streets.
and you just go, I don't know. And then you would walk around, and the technology that was prevalent in the 70s was look for where the bicycles are gathered, because then they were at that house. So if you rode your bike, you'd have to go down there and go, oh, man, all the bikes are over there. And then it was also depressing if you're the guy that didn't get the invite. You're like, man, I didn't get invited. All
That's
my
FOMO
homies
in
are
the
hanging at
70s.
house. Why didn't I get there?
I called the house, but no one answered.
Yeah, they're like, man, no,
verify it.
don't answer it, cuz, man, that's that, But it's just,
Big-headed
Them Hagler boys.
it's radically different. Like and then like we raised our kids, so early 2000s. I remember when the DVD player came into the van, we did it 100%. I mean, you'd put it on, but now it's like, but it was one movie they had to share. Everybody had to watch the same thing. Now everybody's individualized. You can be individualized. You can set them all up, and it's endless. Like the DVD would break, and they'd be like, okay, when this one's over, we're going to stop, and we're going to get it's.
Well, we're about to go to Disney in a few weeks, and we have one iPad. And
Boy,
I got two children's. And I'm like, the other day, I'm like, am I
You
about
need to
to
borrow
buy
mine.
another iPad?
You got to borrow mine. You got to borrow somebody.
That's what I'm saying.
Find something. They fight about it.
But so like when you were growing up, you were probably bored to some degree.
Yeah,
huh?
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
But-
we had very strict, like
and-
video games was the big fight at my house.
Yeah.
And so
Same.
I only at certain times I was allowed and only an hour a day on a school day. And I'd go and try to weasel way into it
Sure.
more, but then you had to shut it off and be off.
But it's just so
We had
different.
one family computer in the kitchen, so everybody had to use it for homework and doing stuff.
But now I'm even with my wife, like this is me and Angie being transparent. I promise you, we're not as connected as we used to be in this regard. We both will get on our phones and be in the same room, and you're not talking anymore.
You're in separate worlds.
Yeah.
And I think they have got you, man. They have trained your brain and your activity to want to look at whatever. And so this is what's funny. The girl checking me last night, and she goes, "Well, Justin, I'm gonna be honest with you." I said, "Why wouldn't you? We don't know each other. Bring it on out there, son. This ain't Catholic confession. She don't even know I'm a pastor." I was like, "Baby, you need to cuss it out. Cuss it out. It's cool. What you got?"
And y'all talking through
She
that
said,
glass is perfect.
She said, "Yeah, all I knew was just turn my head. We at confession." She said, "I'll have Facebook on, the TV on, and TikTok on while I'm setting my kid up to watch something else." And she goes, "And I'm watching it all." And I said, "I bet you and your husband are really connected, aren't you?" You know what I'm saying? And I'm picking with her, but we're all there to a degree. I mean, like
Absolutely.
before you judge somebody, everybody's like. So then I'm thinking, like, should we, in our current world, as things progress, like we were talking before we went on air, I said, I bet y'all's generation, or you were saying too, we were agreeing that you're going to revolt against travel ball and everything because your parents, that's what they put y'all in. But will you?
I mean, I will.
I mean,
I don't know about everybody around me.
we already actively have. I mean, we do BPAR, yeah, because that's recreational and that's
That
good
would
for
be
them to
Bossier
learn.
Parks and Recreation.
Shout out B-Par.
Get them to learn all that stuff, but travel balls and stuff. Like I had somebody, I was telling Courtney the other night. I guess I had never told her. And I forget things that I tell her.
Way to go. Good communication, buddy.
Right? I was looking
Learn
at my
from your pastors.
I was looking
on
at
his
my
phone.
phone.
They don't communicate either.
When she was talking to you.
But at the end of basketball season, I had a couple coaches approach me that they do travel ball too, and they were talking like, is Dom on the team? Is he blah 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 blah?
Oh,
I'm like,
it starts.
hey, we ain't got the money for it.
Shut it down.
Shut it down quick. But it's just, and I don't fault anybody that wants to do that. If you want to do that,
Yeah,
that's
sure,
your
me
business.
neither. I get it.
But for us, and just how much of your time and resources it can consume, not even just talking about money, but the time you have to spend traveling, and then you're in a hotel every weekend
I don't
for
know. Yeah, we could.
but
2
for
and
me,
3
it's
months
like, for
straight.
what?
You're still. Here's an interesting statistic. We could look this up.
on.
Did the pro athletes, our college scholarships, which I can't even say it.
Scholarships?
Did it improve with travel ball? Did more people get them?
I can tell you right now, no.
No, because the colleges still have the same amount of scholarships.
So what I'm saying is like, but did more kids? Because what I think, and I'm not a professional athlete. I mean, sports is just one thing that it consumes. We're going back to all these other things, but I wonder if it really made that much of a
Well,
difference.
I think as you get older in high school, doing travel during the summer to get exposure at in front of other college coaches and stuff.
Yeah.
That's one thing. When you're 7 years old,
It's where the line is, yeah.
right? And even then, if you're good enough to go play college ball in whatever sport it is, whether you play travel or not, you're going to get noticed.
Oh yeah.
But it's interesting. We can go on a whole sidetrack about this, but the baseball tonight, this morning, I was listening. Baseball opened up. The rookie class is one of the best they've had ever. They had all these statistics over the weekend that these younger guys are doing better quicker than anybody else is.
Now, like the techniques and the training out
And
there
that's what
is insane. Like
they were kinda
I would
saying.
put my
technology.
kids in more training, like locally versus playing travel ball a
A
ton.
16-year-old kid threw 102 miles an hour.
Yeah, but he'll blow his arm out in about 6
He might,
weeks.
but he got noticed, and he got the chance to do it.
But a lot of them are hoping their arm does blow out because
they
then
can
they
get-
get the surgery and then they
Stronger than
they come
before.
back stronger than before.
This becomes a sports podcast right now. But what I'm saying is like I just
instead
go,
of a monster podcast.
yeah, but I like monster. I mean, we might get
Mustard.
because we might get sponsored.
Thank you. There we go. Let us know. Talk to us. Podcast at thesimplechurch.tv.
Simple monster.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, back to this lady. I think what I was implying is like, we're all like, for example, Easter's coming up. I can promise you, if you were to poll everybody, they ain't even really thought about much about it. You got so much going on, and we're out there. Well, be a voice, don't forget us. Oh my God! Like then they'll go, well, we're gonna go somewhere. I mean, we'll figure it out. But it's now not the first thing. It's kind of like where it fits in thing. And maybe one time a year it's a big deal, but like on the weekly basis, y'all already know. Look at the statistics. Church attendance is going through the bottom. And the reason why is and now again, and I'm different. Like it or lump it, the methodology has changed with me, and it still don't keep everybody's attention. So in other words, pictures, videos, all these other things that you're trying to. And then somebody said, well, no, you just need to go back. I'm like, no, bro, I'm going to do me because it's the way I do it. In other words, like, I ain't hating on the other. But at the same time I couldn't go back. If I went back, I would be asleep in my own pulpit. They'd be like, man, that dude fell asleep. Like, I can't do that method. Not right or wrong. It's just a different choice of communicating style. But I go back to sayings like, with all of that going on, if people are finding it harder to give, and we shortened the service 45 minutes to be inspired by music or be inspired or encouraged by the word and the relationships, and people struggle to do that once a month.
We've got to be in the shortest church services in America. I really believe
I would
on
think we
average.
are.
Yeah.
And most people, as y'all picked with me, like I could talk that's why podcasts work. I can do this for hours. It don't make no difference to me. Y'all got to throw a subject out and it don't mean anything necessarily.
Right.
It's monsters and whatever. But if you give content and go cover this topic, we could do that. That's why we ask you to, if you got questions, send them in, because we're just trying to show you the backstage of how it happens. But we're just like you. We're trying to go, what is it to get the word out to people? What method, what format, whether it's this. Because, like, if you're listening, there's more than likely everybody listening right now, and I would like this poll right now, informal. Other than Kathy that I know of, most of them are working right now. So they're
Have it
either
on the
at their work and
background.
it's just something in the background to go, hey, let me hear what's going on in the church and what are they talking about, and that's funny, or, man, that helped me to know what's going on. But I listen to a podcast occasionally, but I'm not a big content guy. So I'm not looking for more content, generally speaking. Now, there are other people that are content driven. But the reason I don't is it's too much noise. As I was talking about this, not the devil noise, just too much noise. So sometimes for me, a walk in the evening with nothing on, because everybody go, I'll go over walk and I listen to blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, God, I can't. But if I go to a concert, I like to go and enjoy the concert. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of want to focus on that. I don't want to be something else where I'm not on my phone while I'm in a concert. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I want to see or hear
In the
what's going
moment.
to go on in that moment.
And real quick on church, you're talking about being concise. I think it is more difficult to be concise. And we've all probably been in a church service that was an hour and a half that probably could have been an hour.
Oh, sure.
And it's sometimes you ramble and you kind of go through, and that's the style.
I've been to many black churches. I've been to a lot.
Oh,
of
some of
churches that
these
could've been
some of
shorter.
these Christian concerts that we do for work are like that.
Yeah.
So I think
Well,
what you
it-
do is
it's the
more
same
difficult
way-
ways. I'm finding clips. I'm always shocked, like when we have someone student ministry that's learning to speak or do something. I was like, we want you to try to find 2 clips. It's like, where do I get clips?
Right.
And you don't have them. They don't know. It's not the way that people think. But
Well, and the reason my mind, like, even now, I can have a I know the spiritual concept I'm talking about on Easter. Okay, I know it. We have picked chosen songs. We got everybody we have the songs. The thing that you'll see this Sunday in this message, it's the way my mind works. So as soon as I have the concept, I'm going culture first. I can't help it. Mm-hmm. So I found some good, funny stuff because that's what my mind does. So in other words, like when I say it, I don't know if I can say it. Well, I can say it. There ain't nobody in the podcast. There's 2 people listening. Okay, it's no fear. We're talking about fear. Okay, so when you have fear, mine goes to things that are in culture. I know the scriptural part of it, so that's the easy part because I can go to the scripture and I can construct the message based off the truth of what God says, and that's actually simple, easy. The hard part is to connect it to things that make you laugh or make you think or make you see it differently. And in my world, for example, this past week, it took me a while to find Casey Kasem to make you cry in that.
Oh, I bet.
But like when you played that, Jessica said, everybody was like, Dad, gum. Well, but I had to go through like, how am I going to intro Living Years other than just like Greg? Now, granted, Greg, we were doing 3 songs and, the Wolf's just talking whatever. I'm like, I didn't even know he did that one because we didn't communicate clearly. So I was trying to figure out how to get into the song. But I'm like, just somebody setting it up ain't going to be it. It's got to touch you. It's kind of going to make you go like, man, because the music is touching you and the lyrics are touching you. The setup is touching you, and then hopefully you go back to the scripture to go, what are you carrying guilt from? And you can combine all those things. Well, then I go back to a spiritual side of it, like, God, thank you. As soon as I found it, I was like, I made Christy Rhodes come and I said, look what I found. And she was like, well, how did I get to Casey Kasem? I don't even remember how I got to Casey Kasem. But somehow the journey made me go into the way my mind works or the way I grew up or whatever. But I realize I'm 56, so if you're however y'all are, 30s and your 20s.
Casey Kasem was?
No, he didn't know who Casey Kasem was.
Wait. That was the radio dude?
Yeah.
I've heard that
voice
before.
But I mean, in general, it is.
Didn't know the name.
Yeah, it is my age that is a limiting factor now too. So you try to find things that can transcend an age group or whatever. But
It was funny that did kind of take me back to my childhood because my mom would be listening to those things in the car. So that's kind of a nostalgic point.
yeah, and Delilah.
Oh, yeah, we know about some Delilah.
You're driving home tonight.
My mom was listening to Shout to the Lord.
Oh yeah, on repeat.
On cassette. Absolutely. Well, we got a very good poll, Justin, that's proven what you're saying. Allison, Caitlin, Terry Jones watching. Jessica, Annie, and Scott all say they're listening at work. 75% work, a couple home.
Because it gives you a background. In other words, instead of just being hung up, it
But
gives you.
can y'all do anything without background noise?
I don't listen to anything when I'm preparing the message.
I agree.
I can't
Yes.
have any noise in my life.
If I'm doing something that I have to be creative and write, I cannot listen to something else. But when I'm just doing like receipts and stuff, I have a podcast
I
on.
remember when we first got married, my wife would always come in and turn the TV on and then walk away. I'm like, why do you? She's like, well, I just want something in the background.
noise.
I'm like,
When I'm
Okay.
cleaning, doing stuff like that, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. But when I'm writing a message or
Something that takes
working
long.
on real estate stuff or whatever, it's got to be pretty quiet. I may have some soft music playing in the background.
I
but
can't
yeah,
work at home either.
Oh, yeah, I learned
like
that
during
quick.
COVID.
I learned
As
that
silly as this is,
quick.
I loved being at home during COVID, but I wrote every message back at the office.
because you get distracted at the house.
Well, not only that,
Environment.
but I think my preference is I don't like mixing work at home. Now, this ain't for everybody else, but the reason why is I like when I'm coming in, I can be at home, and like Angie works from home, so she does all the do good shopping and like invoices and all that stuff at home, but I can't. I like to come home and be at home, and I cannot think of in 30, 40 years. I'm 56, so it'd be 35 years. I cannot think of a time that I wrote a message at home ever.
Interesting.
Ever.
You work on it ever?
you don't
it's
think about
completely
it?
off.
Nothing?
I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may cross my mind, but the reason, like for again, I'm culture, so like I'll see something on the TV, which I don't know if y'all know there's a box in your house that connects to the world. You can watch. It's called a TV. It's not a phone. It's crazy.
Tell us more.
Yeah, they actually pipe stuff in your house. So I used to it'd be the news or it would be a story or something,
Award show.
and I would go like,
Yeah.
man, that was cool or whatever. Well, now
60
to
minutes.
be honest, we don't even watch TV very much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Angie, I can't think of. Angie puts it on and drives me absolutely crazy. At night, she puts it on something that I don't want to watch. And I'll go, what are we doing? I just got to have it on. It helps me go to sleep. It may be like giraffes eating tigers or something. I mean, I'm like, what are we doing?
Wow, that's an aggressive
Hold on.
giraffe.
Hey, have you ever seen them? Man,
I fed giraffes last week.
I'm just saying, them jokers are tough, man. They got a long neck. They can reach a long
tigers.
way.
I got a giraffe video for y'all when we get off here.
We'll see if it's appropriate to share.
Yeah,
It's not.
right. It's
Jordan
not.
after dark.
What I'm trying to tell you is
What is your
she'll just
algorithm?
go like, and I'll be like, but that's, again, it's habits. It's the way noise, the way things go on. So I don't. So then when I get to work, sometimes it'll be driving. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. I'll see something. I'll hear something. And that is the beauty of Tish Tosh, or TikTok as everybody else calls it, is it does read your mind.
The algorithm.
And so if it knows I'm going down a road, sometimes it'll throw me things that I go, that's good. I would have never found that. So that actually improved it in some ways. I think one of the videos I'm showing this Easter, I can't remember if I'm not mistaken, I saw on TikTok and I said, that's perfect. So I would have not found that because it wasn't on television. It wasn't somebody shared with me. It was that was a positive to that wasted time, where you go, oh, that's cool. I didn't know that before. Now, Steve Hartman, you got to dig. Like now, he don't put out but one a week.
You've caught up.
So like as you start going, I got to go deep, and then I got to find what are we trying to talk about. Like I don't know this week's yet what that is. I mean, I've got to what is the heart tug or the story or the, and occasionally there was somebody else, but that to me is important to make it real. Like you can talk about stuff, but like this week the heart tug is the closing song. It's a good emotional song, and we didn't have it. I found it and sent it to Christy last minute because we weren't going to do a slow song at the end. But I said, like, it came to me. I ran across it randomly, not on Tish Tosh. And I was like, man, that's a pretty good song for what we're doing. And then I found, matter of fact, I told Jessica, I think, or whoever, may have been Emma, we were driving home, or one of the guys, I don't remember, but Tab Benoit did a song. And I said, this is how it works. I know where I'm going. I hear a song, and I said, that song's going in the series. So as soon as I go out there, go, put this on the list. When is Chuck singing, and what players can play? Because it's blues, and it's perfect for the series. And it is a song I had never heard in my life before. Me and Emma get in the car, and she was like, that's a Christian song. This would have been in playlist. And I was like, I've never heard it before. She was like, and then when you hear it, you're like, that's exactly what you want to say in a musical format where sometimes a video says that or a story says that. And back in the day, preachers were they told drawn out stories. Now I would rather do that in 2.5 minutes. in a visual format as well as an auditory format. And we've never been great at it personally, so I got to find other people that are really good at it.
It's funny how you mentioned about still the most difficult part is finding that connecting point or that real life point, because I'm still finding that, very early in my journey as a pastor when I'm making these sermons, like getting the part down out of the Bible, it's easy to make those connection points in there with the stories and the overall message that you're trying to send from that. But finding that real world example or whatever like that, and I'm still learning my ways of, when you catch something on the Tish Tosh or YouTube or whatever will connect with these kids, and with middle schoolers you'll be surprised what will connect them with.
And I'm gonna give you some advice and help that helped me a long time ago. There were resources back in the day that would still be relevant today. You just got to go find them again, because back in the day people would, like me, Doug Fields was a good one that when we were talking about this, we wrote a couple of his books together with him. And how we did this, we'd put all the youth pastors in one room. Okay, so we were in California. We'd go Southern California, and there may be 15 of us in a room. And we'd go, Jordan, what do you feel like connected in the last year when you spoke? You go, oh, man, I used this illustration, or I found this story, or I did it. And we'd go around, and we would all write it down, and then we would compile it, and we'd put it in a book. And then Doug made all the money, and we were poor.
Crowdsourcing.
And he would tell us that. He'd go, hey, guys, I'm taking all this, and I'm going to sell it. But we're out in Southern California. we're going out to eat, we're having fun. At a nice pool. I mean, there's the weather in Southern California and the view, and it's just so we were all felt refreshed because it's a little bit more of a retreat. So we would sit around a bonfire and go, what connected, or what did you feel like was good, or whatever. And so if you go back and look at some of those old resources, those were things that were like powerful. Like one of the ones that I remember that I brought into Simple Church from student ministry as an example was a book / resource called Scary, Gross, and Weird.
Yep.
And what we did was we all looked at every scary, every gross, and every weird story in the Bible, and we made a series out of it.
Tent peg in the guy's belly.
Yeah, all of these weird
These
stuff
are when I
that you
was in
wouldn't
your
do it.
student
Well,
ministry.
yeah, so that was something we pulled together and like just. Well, I've done it around Halloween for us and stuff too. That's one of those, like you pulled it up right there on the.
Saving
And then
that
what
for
happened
later.
is there's going to be a story or an illustration or a method that they're going to laugh at or they connect with, or like, dude, I'm telling you some crazy stuff in the scripture, and they're like, what? What's the same kind of deal? It would be like 20 minds came together, or sometimes even more, to give it to you in a resource. Well, in this generation, it'd be hard to find that because there used to be bookstores you could do that in. You ain't got no bookstores anymore. There'd be a student section in a bookstore.
Yep.
You don't have
I
that.
used to
You'd
go to
have to go
Lifeway all the
online
time.
and you would have to search that and find that. Where even for me as a 56-year-old pastor, I still listen. The majority of the time, I'm listening to other pastors that I appreciate and grab a hold of one or two ideas, and then I put it in a series for me. But I make it my own. So in other words, they're not going to do it my way because they're not my way. Like they're traditional communicators. They have a scripture, they tell the story. And the most amazing person at that in the modern world that I have seen that is a machine is Joel Osteen. A machine. His is going to be 28 minutes exactly from start to finish. And he was a behind the scenes. His dad was the pastor, and he was the media guy. Never thought he'd be a pastor, never wanted to be a pastor, never thought he'd ever speak in his life. His dad dies, and he takes on that role. And if I've listened to him enough that you hear his stories, he tells the same stories over and over again. That's one of the things that happens. He kind of talks about when his dad died. He talks about his mama getting cancer. He talks about them getting the Compaq Center. He kind of has the same illustrations sometimes. But what he's really, really good at is because he was a TV guy, he has it down to 28 minutes. And at the 28th minute, he will say the exact same thing every time. And he doesn't read a teleprompter. So he memorizes his. So he don't have any leads. Like me, I have a thought that leads my conversation. He don't work that way. He memorizes. And one of the reasons why he says he likes the flow of it. Like he likes having this is how it's going to be every time. It's weird to me. It's a little too programmed for me because I'm probably not that way. But not like you said, not right or wrong. It's just I couldn't be that. Like when you're talking about Brian, reading or I couldn't do it.
Transcript.
Yeah, I couldn't do a transcript. I mean, y'all know that. I'm too ADD until off the page, and every service is different. And I mean, it's going to be whatever. But those are all things that, like, even on Easter, there's a lot of pressure. Like, oh, everybody's here. It's going to be, and I got to go, man, no, it's like, just keep it real. People, like, if you're out there and you're trying to figure it out, you want to get to Granny's. You hope the message connects with you. You got a lot of pressure on you. You got the bad fitting shoes, you know what I'm saying? They got the kids screaming over, did they get the Easter bunny? And I mean, it's all that stuff's going on. So if you can get them to connect with you for 20 minutes.
Laugh at church.
And laugh a little bit and make them, and I got some good laughter. You go, okay, I think we got it. But it's not as easy as some would think.
No, it is not.
You know.
So if you're new, if you're coming, we'd love for you to join us Saturday or Sunday. There's services on Saturday. It opens 12:30. All the outdoor activities are Saturday. Join us. Bring your kids.
Lord willing, no rain.
That's right. We're gonna
Y'all
claim
be-
it there.
Y'all be praying. We need help.
Yep.
Easter egg hunt, playing outside, inflatables, all that fun stuff. Weather permitting. Saturday. You want to come Saturday? Make the room. Bring your family. Sleep in Sunday. Come to church Saturday.
So here's what we talked about behind the scenes this morning.
Backstage look.
Backstage is if it is raining, we're going to move it to the garage.
Inside covered.
If it is not raining, we're going to go outside like we always do. And if it starts raining midway through it, then we're not going to try to transition it. We'll
go
just
for it. So
we'll
come
just-
early.
Yeah,
Watch
so
the
come
weather.
early. Yeah, if you know the weather's coming in at 5, because there's what is it 1, 3, and 5.
1, 3, and 5 on Saturday.
Yeah, you would want to come to do the fun stuff before the rain starts.
And the fun stuff closes when the 5 o'clock starts. So
Yeah,
don't show up at
correct.
5 thinking you're
That's
going
what
to play.
someone was asking me yesterday, and I wasn't sure on that because, like,
Yes.
can we play after? I think the weather's not going to allow that anyway. We'll see as it gets a little closer. But
Looking like 2 o'clock is going to start.
Everybody's is
3
different.
o'clock.
Everybody's got a weather app.
yeah,
That's
well,
it.
It's Monday.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But check it. Download the Simple Church app. Find all the information there Sunday. It is 8 a.m. if you want to be early and get to Granny's, 9:30 and 11. So you
That's
can
on
join us
Sunday.
Sunday morning. Correct. And the kids' activities are only Saturday. So don't show up Sunday looking for all the fun stuff.
Saturday we got food, we got fun, we got
Yeah,
Easter
yeah. They
eggs,
got
we got
hamburgers,
bunny
hot
cookies.
dogs,
Yeah.
cookies. We got the sugar coat,
Stuff we've never had before. Here at the
Coffee.
boardwalk, brand new outside, looks fantastic.
ice cream.
All the new turf.
cream.
The big
Spud will be
screen.
here. He's been here from the first Easter till today. Thank you, Spud. And there's
One
a
good
coffee
eye.
truck. I think there's inflatables. There's a lot coming. I mean,
It's a
as we
party.
normally do.
It's fun.
So Spud goes to Chloe's daycare every once in a while, and the first time it happened, shortly after she had started talking, she's like, "Spud came to my daycare today." And I was
She
like-
recognized.
Yeah, so she recognized him from church. She's like, "I thought he was only at church." Or Julie's house, I should say.
Yeah.
Julie's.
This is Julie's house, by the way.
I don't mind me. Let's put
Just
that
so
on the
you
front.
know.
Her
Yeah.
Sunday school teacher. That's right. Yeah,
put it on
That's
the front.
awesome. So check out all the fun stuff at Easter. But Justin, we have a theological question.
Ooh, I like
We got
it.
an email from Whitney, Spud's daughter,
Hey, I love it.
listener.
Email.
She's regular there, and
Thank
she
you, Whitney.
was asking about communion.
Okay.
She grew up Catholic and said that they would take communion every service.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Simple Church only do it at certain times and not every Sunday?
Yeah, because traditionally that the scripture says as often as you do it. So there was never a guideline that it was every week or whatever. So some denominations chose to make it a part of every service, which I think is fine. It was more liturgical congregations that did that. So liturgies and real formalities where the structures kind of made all that happen. When we started Simple Church, obviously that wasn't the case. But here is the biggest biblical reason. When you go to a Catholic church, who can take communion? A little trivia for you here, boys.
Members of the Catholic.
Only Catholics.
Who've been confirmed. Yep.
Okay. So in the format, if you're a guest, so like for me, if I go because my grandparents were Catholic, I could not take communion because I was not Catholic, but my grandparents were Catholic. So I couldn't participate anyway.
It's exclusive.
It was, yes. So why they started that and why there is some biblical theology connected to this, it is for believers only. That is also similarly why Simple Church doesn't do it on a Sunday morning. We do it on worship nights because it is believer only. So Catholics say Catholic only. The scripture says it's believer only. So in other words, someone who does not believe in Christ, does not have a relationship with Christ, doesn't profess Christianity, technically doesn't really take communion because it is connected to a ordinance of the faith to go, hey, I am a committed Christian. And as from the Passover dinner, when the Last Supper was, which was where it came from, where Jesus set them down and said, he changed the rules because they had Passover dinner reflecting on God pulling them out of Egypt and the reminder of let's remember what happened, our freedom that we got out of captivity. And Jesus said, game changer, boys, this is the new covenant, and I am the payment. I am your freedom now. So my blood
Break
and
my
my
body.
sacrifice is going to be done. That was to believers, not to an unbeliever. So on Sunday morning, why we wouldn't do it is because it's really, you don't know who's believer or not, and then they're all in there, and it's like, man, am I doing it? Like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Similarly to why a Catholic church only says it's Catholics only, just because they're going, we're not really sure you are in the right category that you believe that you fit in.
And I would say, at Simple Church, we hope there's people who are not Christians that are coming.
Yeah,
we
that's the
plan
goal.
on guests and
Yeah.
people who are
I mean,
not
you actually
believers.
hope that it's a larger percentage on Sunday morning than it is.
And you are bringing your friends
Yeah,
and the people
any other
you
time,
want to
yeah.
invite to Easter to be there and to make them uncomfortable or
Yeah, and it's a
exclude
little.
them.
And the other thing that I've always believed, and I haven't researched this enough to say this, but pretty confident, is that when Jesus was doing that, the Passover only happens
Once
at
a
that
year.
time once a year. Okay, but what he said in the Last Supper with them before his crucifixion was, as often as you do this.
Every
I think that was every meal too. It was almost like when we stopped to break bread, because they drank wine and bread at every meal, not once a year, not occasionally. That was a staple in every meal. So what he was basically saying was, don't ever forget this. Like, what's fixing to happen is every time you drink that wine and every time you eat this bread, remember me. And that's why he says, do this in remembrance of me. So it's kind of like, hey, man, I know, think about it. Now, the problem is there's other scriptures in other books of the Bible where Paul and everybody's trying to give very descriptive instructions, because this is really funny to me, but it would be very similar to the way it is. When you're a non-believer or a new believer, and they would gather at someone's house, people were getting drunk on the wine.
and eating all the food.
And he was like, what are we doing here? And that was proving to me my point. It was like we're coming together to eat and to remember, but some people were getting sloshed at the table. And he was like, dude, this wine is not for you to get drunk on. Now, again, we know there's biblical mandate to not get drunk anyway, but they were sinners just like all of us, and they would go in, and he's like, quit getting fat at the table.
On the church's dime.
Yeah, and he's going like, no, this is not why we've gathered
Right.
today. That was another theological reference to, it was a part of their every time they gathered. That's where some people go, well, it's every time we get together for church. But it was really, they were eating a meal too. It's like the early church was in houses. It wasn't in a formal, there wasn't a stage, there wasn't a pulpit. It's kind of like we
Lights
get
and a
together.
band. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even in Catholic, there wasn't a homily and I mean, it was
Organized
like
structure.
Yeah, it was more like we're gathering. And then it's like, hey, man, don't forget what he did for us. So you take that bread and you go, hey, man, let's remember he broke his body for us.
And then don't forget the widow and the orphan and go take care of them.
Right.
Go do good.
Yeah. And then, hey, don't forget, like, you're drinking this wine. This is the reason we're not sacrificing a lamb today or a dove or whatever. It's like all in that old culture, they had to kill something and shed some blood every time they came in.
Or they weren't right with God.
Now, and that's also why, just as a little reference, some people have every once in a while somebody goes, you ain't supposed to sell anything in the church. What was happening was, in that time frame, they had to have a sacrifice to come to church. The law was you had to bring that in. The religious people manipulated the system to take advantage of the poor.
And profit off it.
And so what they would do was you had to have a perfect, like, bird, like a sacrifice, a spotless. Well, what they would do is that they would, when people would come up, they go, that one's not good enough. So before you can come in, you need to buy mine, and it's 5 times the price of the one that you could get on the street.
And they're pocketing the 80%.
And they took all the money.
And give
and
20 to
Jesus
the temple.
came in and said, this is not how this is supposed to work. And he threw over the tables and tore everybody's donkey up. You know what I'm saying? There's to you. He tore them up.
That's
And
right.
we also don't sell in the church.
No.
It's down the way.
Yeah.
And the do good store.
But
it's given away.
But even still, and I go back to, but that's where I always go back to. Is like, no, it's not this. It's not. It would be saying like a similar thing would be you cannot come into you cannot come into some church unless you buy a do good shirt. Nobody says that. Right. That would be the epitome. Like before you leave, you can't do it. And that's why offerings and all that stuff are so weird still. It's like through time and through generations, and this is where Whitney's got a good question. Humans manipulate it to what they want. Mm-hmm. And that is the problem with religion. And we create obstacles as opposed to the way that it could be. And so religion is man-made rules and regulations to try to earn your right to God. And through Jesus, it is a free relationship. He has paid the price, and he has tried to remove the obstacles that kept you from getting there, including even in the Lord's Supper. It's not restrictive other than for the believer. So in other words, it's like, hey, man, once you've made that decision, it's a moment to reflect on the sacrifice. So if you're a non-believer, you can't reflect on the sacrifice because you don't believe the sacrifice. So you can't reflect on the blood because you don't even know really maybe what that means. What do you mean, the blood? Well, his blood covered our sin. It was the sacrifice that eliminated past sin, present sin, and future sin. So you pause and go, thank you for the grace. And within guidelines, like one of the things says, don't ever take the Lord's Supper without taking a real honest inventory of yourself. Well, one of the reasons that was saying that, this was in the New Testament, is because you can just blow through it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. It becomes a
empty
religious
gesture,
act and not a heart check. So for us, I can be the same way. I have to really slow down when I get to communion, like when I'm leading at the church or whatever. Like we did worship night the other night, and I have to just go, okay, God, hold on. Don't let me just, because as the pastor, the leader, I can be just as guilty as the guy sitting out there thinking about game or what am I doing, and so if I don't consciously just, it's the same way you're running sound. You're worried about sound. You're not worried about taking communion. So if I go, dude, everybody just chill for a minute. Like, get your head right. Like, let's reflect on this. That is the struggle. That's the struggle to me, is like to not get lost in the formalities of everything and miss it. It's the same with a Sunday morning. Like, I love music. Like, I'm always over there rocking with the band because music prepares me. There are some songs that don't prepare me. So then I got to sometimes go to another place and go,
Mumford Sons.
let me get my, Mumford Sons did not do it for me. Folk does not motivate Justin.
Poor
But it
Mumford.
don't mean right or wrong. It's just like I got to get my head right. And then every time it could be anything that I don't want to mess that up, and I'm still human. I can still mess it up, but you want to try to be focused, whether that's communion, the message, doing something. You don't want to get just caught up in the rituals. I hope that answers that, Whit.
Let us know. Thanks for sending in the question. You can email questionspodcast@thesimplechurch.tv. You can drop it on Facebook or YouTube. And I don't think we had any problems today, guys. We just hit an hour. Nothing fuzzy.
Hey,
no
and I was,
sound problem.
No, and I was just going to throw out another thing because Whitney brought it up. You're right, no problems. But one of the things we played with in the past, but is not a bad idea, is on Easter, we set up an area where you could take communion because people don't come very often. So when they do come, if they are a believer and they miss that, then you don't have it a part of the service, but you give them a private space to go in there and reflect on that. Thank God for it and move on. I think it's a cool thing to bring back on special days like that. Didn't think about it until Whitney asked it, but I used to do it in student ministry. We even used to do
Stations
remember
of the cross.
We did the stages and like reflective exercises.
Self-guided, you walk through.
You walked through and had a little quiet.
That's cool.
And you did different ways. I was playing with that this year. I don't know, with the rain and everything else, an exercise that I was going to try to do this week on something, and I might still do it. That's a little glimpse of it. I don't want to give it away because if I don't do it, you'll be mad. And if I do it, then it's cool because it's new. You didn't know it was coming. But
You made it to the end of the podcast. You heard it first. That's backstage.
well, because you kind of go like, but whatever it takes to get you to go, I got to go there. Sometimes that's a physical act. Sometimes that's a song. Sometimes that's a silence. It could be so many different things that God uses, but I hope that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for joining us. We started with monsters. We got to a theological question.
Well, there's some theological debate on this monster right here, too. I've heard people say you can't drink because that's the 3 nails that
devil.
Jesus in. I'm like, man, I don't know if they were that smart, but maybe.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Let us know. Send it in. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for listening. If you listen to the audio version, remember on Mondays, you can see it live on video, Facebook and YouTube. We'd love for you to join us. And happy Easter.
Happy Easter,
Well, next
baby. Let's
time we'll
go.
talk to you, Easter will be already through. We'll be recapping next week. It's crazy.
Wow.
Bring your pastels.
Hey, speaking of
Your
that,
Easter best.
there might even be one last thing. I think we're working on it. Custom made on the spot Simple Church shirts. Not
Nice.
I'll find it only here on Backstage with the Simple Church. So in other words, if you
Check
bring a
the
little money,
drip.
it could be a pastel color with a color on color, but you can make your own.
And you're not going to flip the table because all the money from the shirts given away.
We're
Doing
trying to
good.
we're trying to do
Give it
some
all
debt,
away.
and we're trying to help some people. But it could be so if you always wanted a blue one with a white or a orange one with the orange, and you can kind of have a little make it on your own. We're playing with it. We'll see.
That's fun. Check it out. Check out the Do Good store. You can shop online there as well. We'll put the link in the show notes. Everything today we talked about will be in there. Peace.
Peace, my brothers
Peace.
and sisters.